Welcome to Penguin Storytime. My name is Liz Shanks, and I'd like to welcome you today to our episode, which features a book called Ladybug Girl at the Beach by David Someni and Jackie Davis. Boys and girls, summer is almost here, and that means many of you, like Lulu, who is our heroine in our book today, will be going to the beach. There will be more time, free time, for adventures, new experiences with friends. Some of these may be a bit frightening or scary, as Lulu discovers in our book today, Ladybug Girl at the Beach. "We're finally here!" declares Lulu as she jumps out of the car and spreads her wings. "I love the beach!" says Lulu. "We've never been here to the beach before," replies her big brother. "But I already know that I love it," she says, "and I can't wait to go swimming in the waves." The sand feels warm under her feet as Lulu and Bingo lead the family to a good spot to spread their blanket. Lulu runs to the edge of the water. The ocean goes on and makes huge, roaring sounds. She had no idea it was going to be so big and noisy. She takes a few steps backward. Bingo barks at the waves. "Are you going in?" her brother yells, running past her and splashing into the water. I don't think so," she says. "I really came here to build sandcastles." Lulu retreats to the beach blanket to find her trusty pail and shovel. She builds a giant sandcastle and uses little sticks for people. "The king and the queen are very happy here," she thinks. Bingo digs a moat to keep them extra safe. Lulu walks over and sits down next to her mama. She looks out at the ocean, which is glittering with light. She thinks it looks pretty from far away. "Do you want to go in the water?" asks Mama. "No," Lulu says. "I want to fly the kite now." Soon the kite is darting back and forth in the wind, but Lulu holds on tight. After the wind dies down, it feels really hot. Lulu glances at the ocean. She thinks that water would be cool, but the waves, they still look much too big. This is a good time to remind her parents about ice cream. Lulu lists all her top 11 favorite flavors: chocolate marshmallow, cherry vanilla, pistachio, butter pecan, peppermint bonbon, peanut butter chip, raspberry swirl, peach pie, almond fudge, royal banana surprise, and vanilla. At the ice cream stand, Lulu can't just choose one. "This is a day for a double scoop," her mama says. Sometimes mamas can be very right. "Come on, Bingo," says Lulu, after she finishes her ice cream. "Let's take a walk down the beach." They find a long piece of driftwood. Lulu writes loopy L's in the sand and draws pictures of Bingo. He's the perfect subject and stays really still. It is very hot. Lulu looks at the ocean. Other kids are splashing and jumping in the waves. She walks down to the edge of the water. "Should we get our feet wet, Bingo?" she asks. She thinks it would be okay to go into the ocean, just a little bit. Suddenly, a wave crashes into her legs and nearly knocks her over. Just as she gets her balance, the whirling water races back and tries to pull her in. Her feet get buried in the sand up to her ankles. "Are you okay, Bingo?" Lulu asks. She looks around to see if anyone noticed that they were almost carried away. But everyone is playing just as they were before. "Let's be explorers," says Lulu, brushing the sand off her knees. "We can collect things for our museum." They march off across the beach. They hear seagulls that sound like they are laughing. And they discover little crabs that burrow into the sand and pick up slimy seaweed washed up on shore. There are also lots of shells on the beach, all different shapes, all different sizes. She chooses the most special ones and puts them into her pail. "I know, Bingo. I bet if we dig, we could find a pirate treasure," says Lulu. She digs and digs and digs. Finding treasure is very hard work. When Lulu feels the water splash against her, she spins around. The tide has come in. It is taking away her favorite pail. She has to rescue it or it will be lost forever. This is a job for Ladybug Girl. "I'll save you," she says, snapping up the pail. And when she looks down, she realizes she is in the ocean. She's actually in the ocean. The water is past her knees, and she isn't afraid at all. Ladybug Girl isn't afraid of anything. For the rest of the long afternoon, Ladybug Girl and Bingo splash in the water and run on the beach, daring the waves to catch them. "You can't get me, waves. I'm Ladybug Girl." Ladybug Girl and Bingo play until the bright blue sky turns pink. They make footprints in the sand, at least 14 miles of them, Ladybug Girl thinks. Every time the ocean erases them, they make more. Then it is time to go, and Ladybug Girl trudges back across the still warm sand. Bingo follows slowly, dragging his ears. Standing at the top of the dunes, Ladybug Girl waits for her brother. "So, did you like your first time at the beach?" he asks. "Yes," she answers. "I told you, Ladybug Girl loves the beach." Boys and girls, sometimes what we imagine our fears to be are sometimes worse than the actual reality. We may be afraid of the dark, or we may be afraid of a scary ride in an amusement park, or any number of things. But if we face our fears bit by bit, as Lulu did, we may actually begin to enjoy the thing we fear. And like Ladybug Girl, like Lulu, we can start to feel great about ourselves. Each time we do a difficult, challenging thing, we learn and we become stronger for the next challenge. Fear is nothing to be embarrassed about. A long time ago, there was a terrible war. It was called World War II, and I'm sure your parents can tell you all about it. And there was a famous president at that time. His name was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He came up with a very famous quote because people were very afraid at that time. The whole country was afraid. They didn't know what was going to happen. And his famous quote says, "We have nothing to fear but fear itself." I want you to think about that the next time you're afraid. If you enjoyed reading today's book, you may also enjoy other books by this same author. And their titles are Ladybug Girl and Bumblebee Boy. I want to thank you for joining us today for Penguin Storytime. I hope you enjoyed this book. I certainly did, because Mrs. Shanks also had a fear of the ocean when she was a small girl. I remember walking over the dunes and hearing that roaring sound and those gigantic waves. And so I can sort of identify with Lulu and how she felt. But I can also remember the amazing feeling I had when I finally ventured into the ocean and got to ride the waves and join in with all the other people that were having such a great time. I felt very proud of myself, as did Lulu.
My name is Liz Shanks, and I am the host of Penguin Storytime. As summer approaches, you are going to have lots more leisure time, and you will have the opportunity for your imagination to take you on lots of journeys via a book. Remember, a book is just a book until you open it, pick it up, and bring it to life. So have lots of adventures, reading lots of books this summer. You'll be glad you did.
So let's sit down